How's it going, guys? My name is JackieFish and welcome to the Age of Bronze for Total War Rome 2. This is obviously a Bronze Age mod for Rome 2 and goes ahead and brings in a ton of new factions into custom battles, all with awesome new 3D asset armor, and really brings the Bronze Age to life. It also doesn't have a campaign quite yet. It is, in quotation marks, coming soon. Hopefully we will see one though, and it's really promising from the work they've done onto the custom battle side of things. All the factions are getting a ton of units, and this is a pretty new Bronze Age mod as well. I know there was previously an older version. I'm not sure if it was the same team or separate team. There was another Bronze Age mod quite a while ago that was being worked on but never really got off the ground, whereas this one does look very, very promising with the work they're putting into it. And there are a ton of factions already set up, which you'll be able to play as, I assume, in the campaign. The campaign, as you can see by all the factions, looks to cover a large amount of the Rome 2 map, so I'm not sure if they're going to really be focusing on the far west, if they're going to be using a certain like DLC pack or what. I'm honestly not too sure. But the map is going to at least spread to Babylon in the east, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, as I said, I have no idea what their plans are for going to the west. But what I thought I'd do in today's battle is just jump into an engagement, kind of take a look at some of the awesome new units that they have in the mod, and obviously give you guys the link down below in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. So I've set up a bit of a battle. We've got the Haiti. I don't know actually how to pronounce this. This is basically like Anatolia, Asia Minor. This is like the Trojan culture. That was mainly around there. You can play as Troy, but I think the overall roster for this faction is much larger, and I wanted to show it off. You kind of got a whole mix of everything. And hey, let's just grab another unit of chariots and maybe some tribal slingers as well. Why not? And maybe some javelins. Awesome. Then we also have the Mycenae as well. We actually have plenty of money left we can spend, so it's going to give them some levy spearmen, maybe some axes, and some more heavy swords as well. These swords are going to be very scary, and of course some chariots as well. Why not? And maybe some more archers. Oh my god, their units are so cheap. We can just grab some more as well. There you go. That's a much scarier army than we were fighting beforehand. So yeah, as you can see, you know, lots and lots of units, kind of cool noble guard ones. We got Mycenae swordsmen, and a ton of others. And if I go ahead and just quickly save my roster, we'll save over this one. And we can take a look at some of the other units as well, you know, some of the other factions. So as you can see, like, there's some really decent rosters. We look at Babylon, you know, again, nothing like huge at the moment, but still, that's still more than playable. Really is. Knossos, again, has a pretty wide variety. You have, obviously, the cool custom shields for the pikemen as well, which is kind of cool. You know, again, some pretty large rosters, all looking like they're custom. You've got some sea people as well. So naval units aren't in the game quite yet, but obviously it's something they do plan. Obviously you've got the Trojans right here. And I think Egypt is something that people will be pretty interested in as well. You've got the Egyptians, some chariots, some archer chariots, which is going to be deadly, and some decent units right here. So yeah, let's just jump into this battle. Let's see what the units look like, because I haven't actually loaded them quite yet, so it'll be interesting for me as well. I've seen some custom images though of the awesome axemen, and this should just be a pretty hellish battle, to, you know, the fight for Troy, as you will. There are no custom heroes or anything in the game quite yet. I'm not sure if that's something that they plan on adding in the future, but let's take up. So let's set up a nice little formation really quickly. This map is this map is not a great one. I'm actually going to jump back and find a better map than this, because it's kind of a bit all over the place. Okay, this map is still a bit of a mess, but, you know, it'll still be kind of cool, I guess, to fight downhill at the enemy. And this is kind of where Troy is on the map. You can kind of see kind of the cove right here, where Troy was supposedly to be. So let's set up a nice little front line of infantry. We'll really look to kind of like push down the hill. This will be a hell of a battle as well, because there are 10,000 soldiers in this on this battlefield, if not more than 10,000 infantry. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty hectic one. You can see some of the archers are much looser than these guys. I just want to kind of set everyone up though before we do take a look at the actual units themselves. So we'll get some men onto the flanks. They can kind of set up there, prepare. We'll leave our chariots in the rear of the formation. Our heavy swords are locked in. Our axemen are back, which is good. So what do we have left? We just have some lighter swords that can act as like a reinforcement cove. We obviously have our general unit of axemen, and then we have all our spears as well, which again we can help just to support the flanks like so. So not a bad formation setup like so. Yeah, I mean, that'll do for now. And obviously we have our javelins as well, which we can use on the flanks. Let's take a look at some of these units. We'll let the enemy kind of slowly trotter towards us. Actually, we'll march forward as well, just so that we have a vision of them down that hill. So we'll march forward through the tree line. So we'll take a look at some of the awesome new units. So these are obviously all custom models as well. I believe these are the heavier infantry for this faction. Looking very, very nice. Cool custom shields, you know, decent armor. Yeah, look awesome. They really do look cool. As we continue to go down the battle line. Okay, we need to make sure that I'm not selecting the same units. I believe I have 4 of them bad boys. And then these are the other units, are they? Yeah, then we have the lighter variants of these swordsmen right here. Just kind of no real chest armor, but more of a lighter force that can kind of get around your opponent's flanks and then get stuck in. Hiding now as well. We've got some archers back here. Nothing too special, just, you know, basic archers as we know and love. On the far left-hand side, we do have the provincial axemen. Again, just basically, you know, light infantry equipped with an axe. Nothing to complain about right there. Got some of the heavier spearmen. Again, I really love the shields. Just, you know, again, similar armor, as you would see. Looking very, very cool indeed. As we go further back, we do have the chariot riders. Chariots looking like they're Tokyo drifting. They're ghost riding the whip right now with their weird animations. I believe I also have, yeah, I have a spear variant, and then I have a lighted variant as well. Looking pretty much the same, but you know, obviously they're scythed as well. You can see them scythes right there. We also have the awesome looking axemen. These are definitely my favorite unit in the mod. Is these bad boy axemen. It just kind of look weird because we're going so far up a hill. Kind of looks like they're levitating a bit, which they kind of are. But they look great. They really do. Awesome shock infantry unit, heavily golden armor, ready to get stuck in. And that's basically it for my roster. There's maybe a few more units here and there that I've missed, but we'll see, obviously, when we do get into battle a bit more. And if we take a look at the Mycenae, we can probably continue to march our way towards them whilst we look at the Mycenae formation. So let's just select everyone and then push them up a little bit, ready for this battle to unfold. So we'll get a little bit closer, probably maybe just tilt our formation a little bit. So as we get closer, let's take a look at the Mycenae. So these are obviously the Greeks. So on their front line, they do have some just, you know, colourful archers, nothing too special whatsoever. These guys are not going to be, you know, elite warriors or anything. You then also have just some simple Thessalian axemen right here. Again, just a basic axe infantry unit, nothing too special. We do have some light. These are the Achaean light pikemen. Yeah, they're definitely light. That is for sure. Boys are completely naked. They have like kind of a shield covering them. I don't know how effective this unit is, but they are definitely light pikemen. But as you can see, you go back and get into the meat of the Greek army. We have just some of these Macean, swordsmen on the front line. Obviously going to be their mid-tier swords. You know, some decent armor, but nothing too crazy. You can definitely see like the level tiers of these guys. And then as we go back, we just got some Mycenaean Levy spearmen, I believe these are. Again, just for super low tier spearmen, just to kind of act as numbers, light infantry. But then as we go back, we obviously have the Noble Guard. The Noble Guard are going to be some of the strongest infantry, probably in the mod in total. Again, I love the shields, awesome stuff. And I can imagine they're going to get stuck the hell in. We also obviously have the spears as well. Again, super heavy spear infantry. You can see some of the armor detailing there, the nice little nipples on the armor, because you've got to show that you got nipples. And then as we continue to go down the line, we have some medium tier spears. I love the sword as well for the commander right there. I assume the majority of the infantry do also have access to that. We also have some chariots as well. These guys looking pretty sweet. Again, still a little bit of, you know, some things right there, you know, here and there, but nothing too crazy. And also, look at that. Look how awesome that looks off in the distance as the two units get closer and closer, or two armies get closer and closer to one another. Does look really cool with the Mycenaean red. And then there's obviously going to be, you know, a handful of other units just scattered around the battlefield that, you know, we obviously see in combat. That's more. So these are the heavier pikes. Yeah, these are the actual good pikes right here. Which, you know, there's still some issues with the armor tearing and stuff, but that's obviously stuff that they will fix. Yeah, actual some good pikemen, the huge kind of circle shields. That must be extremely heavy to have on that flank whilst on the arm whilst you are pushing up the arm guard right there. So cool, let's close in on them and let's see if we can get stuck in. So obviously I want my archers to be in range first before anything else. So we can actually probably charge our way forward a little bit. We get our archers start trading off them. They do just have light bows, whereas we do have like a mix of river hunters, which are maybe a little bit more heavily armored. Not really heavily armored, but maybe they have more range or something. And I'm expecting my front line to get ripped apart by the Greeks. I imagine they're going to have, yeah, they have some really good flanking forces. Yeah, that's for sure. And they also have like another special unit as well. They're just going to kind of rotate to follow me. It wasn't the Mycenaean swords that looked different. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it must have been the Mycenaean swords. Either way, they're going to rotate to fight me, which is good. Let's go and get our missiles forward now. We do have plenty of them. They're going to charge me. Actually, we're almost in range anyway, so maybe we don't need to. I mean, either way, we'll probably just push up our archers so they are in front of our line. Yeah, they're going to come at me anyway, which is fine. We have a heavy flanks, which will be good because our flanks will be able to just envelop the enemy, you know. We'll be able to come around these sides like so and, yeah, just wrap them up. Obviously, we've got all our chariots as well. Their chariots are a little bit scary, but hopefully nothing too crazy. So let's send off some archers. Let's see what our archers are made of. We'll obviously want to focus down them pikemen immediately as well. So give them hell, boys. Yeah, the archer volley is moving off. And obviously, as I said, killing these light pikemen, pretty important. They're obviously light pikemen, so they're quite susceptible to being hammered by missile fire. Yeah, we're dropping a handful of them per charge. We're going to have to actually push up our front line as well, as the AI is being ultra aggressive right now. Let's get our front line up there. All chariots coming in. They're hitting my slingers. Oh, that's pretty scary. Maybe we're going to want to push up our flanks now. Yeah, that was a pretty devastating chariot unit. Now our lines have engaged against theirs, which is fine. We obviously have that pretty deadly flanking force that we can push up. So we'll push up some more men here. We'll let these archers hit their missiles. And then I'll probably send some chariots off onto that flank. We have a huge flanking force here that can kind of come in and help support. I mean, obviously we have our reinforcements here just to fill the gaps as well. But them chariots were extremely brutal. Let's go in slow-mo as well, just whilst we push everything else up so we don't miss any of the action. We can do some nice zooming in stuff. And that doesn't kill my men, right? No, it doesn't. Just making sure there's no friendly fire when it comes to the chariots, and let's move them up. And we can maybe even get our javelins in. I mean, right now, this is just a sea of red by the Mycenae. Really throwing up. But yeah, you can really see the units in action here. They look amazing, really good. And obviously with the Rome 2 battle style as well, it's great. It's a little bit hard to tell who's who. You know, a lot of people wearing the same colors, but that's obviously, you know, how often do you zoom in like this and really looking at, that's the case, doesn't really matter. You have your flags, so that's probably fine. Then pikemen are probably a unit we're going to have to deal with. See some of their light pikemen who have just whipped out their daggers, no longer looking to really get stuck in. And they're moving in. The heavier pikes are in there, though. Bit of a mosh pit indeed. But our chariots are moving around. And it seems like our archers have done an amazing job there. We'll send these chariots off. It did seem like them chariots were very strong, but yeah, the chariots are actually still going as well. Wow. Let's definitely try and take them out. How many of them are left? 21. They're doing good. They're not like racking up like Troy numbers, but they're definitely doing decent as we commit more of our line to them. Let's start pushing off against some archers and just reinforcing and filling up these gaps. I really want to get these axemen involved, so we'll send some... these are the swordsmen. Yeah, swordsmen just kind of filter in there. We'll get our archers back. I really want to get... Yeah, these are the axemen. Yeah, these are actually the axemen. I want to definitely get these axemen involved because I want to see what they are capable of. And then let's also throw these chariots in to these missiles. They're not going to know what hit them. Let's go back onto normal speed. And let's just see how devastating chariots are in the Bronze Age mod for Total War Rome. These aren't scythes, so probably not going to be doing that much damage. I mean, still pretty good. Still pretty good, but they do get chopped up. You're going to have to, like, micro these a lot more than you are. Yeah, it was a massacre. We got, what, 80 kills? You're going to have to micro these a lot more, though, than, say, than in Troy. Okay, let's see what the axemen are made of as well now that they've committed to the battle line. Oh, baby, they look amazing. Let's get them just stuck in. Archer volley as well, brutal. Yeah, we can see what they're really made of now. Heavy fighting. And if you guys want to see more action on the Bronze Age mod, I'd be happy to do some custom replays using my Discord, obviously. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in, then let me know in the comments down below, because I would be very interested in it as well. So let's get these archers, obviously just be hitting these blob. There's some more axemen. Not that we really need the support. We're actually wrapping them up quite nicely. So we can actually get our axemen around the side as well. Yeah, as you can see, if you stop microing the chariots, they just get slaughtered, which I think is how chariots should be, right? They should be a very micro-intensive unit that can do serious damage if you leave them to, like, if you give them the opportunity to do that. They will do serious damage, but you have to like constantly micro them, and I think that's like the great way to play chariots in Total War, and that's how they should be, rather than kind of the auto win that they are currently are in Troy. So we'll obviously try and kill that general if we can. Let's move around. I mean, honestly, that's how all cavalry should be. Honestly, you should have to be like very micro intensive to successfully do great with them. Let's see some of our axemen charging in now. Getting some of the Mycenae flanks, we're getting some axemen into their sides as well. And they're doing a pretty decent job. And these rear guards of the Mycenae are probably able to withstand my assault, at least momentarily. They're also moving their pikes. Are these pikes re-maneuvering? Or, yeah, they are actually. So we want to probably get a good focus on them pikes with our archers as well, which we are recommitting. So let's get them down. They're only a key and light pike, so nothing too scary. There you go, the chariots causing a ruckus right there. Got our archers around here. We have flaming shot, which will be pretty useful. We obviously have more infantry coming around as well. Our front line's holding very nicely. Our javelins are aiding here as well. Obviously, trying to focus down the heavier infantry. Just got a quick reload fire. Let's go flaming javelins. Why not? And let's obviously focus down the noble guards there. Yeah, let's just lob javelin after javelin into that fight. Get the axemen continue just to hammer away. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, we've already won most of this flank as well. Let's select these guys as well. Just bring them around the flank. We obviously need to send some of our men here as well. And the chariots can come in here. Why not as well? Let's do that. I mean, as well as that, the chariots are actually doing an amazing job of just throwing javelins at the enemy. You know, obviously they had that harassment. I imagine, though, javelins are pretty susceptible to missile fire as well. They get pretty chopped up pretty easily to missile fire. Let's just move in there, clean this bad boy up. The archer fire, moving in with javelins, causing that morale. There you go, the chariots moving in as well, tearing through the ranks. Actually, not that good against the heavier infantry. Let's try and pull them in. I mean, it's kind of a hard blob to break through. And let's see if we can. These are the scythe chariots, so they should be doing damage as they rip through the ranks. But the Achaeans are actually doing a pretty good job, honestly. Yeah, the chariots weren't as effective as I thought they would be against, obviously, the heavily armored targets. They did really good against the archers, but everything else, not so good. So now let's set them up here. Oh no, I caught off their charge. Now keep on going, keep on going. And again, when they hit into like them heavy high-tier spearmen, they don't really break through. And even if I like click them to go through, I don't know how much damage they actually do as they push through. Yeah, I mean a little, but they get stuck in there. So a dense infantry block is, yeah, the death of these chariots, which they should be. You know, you put down them shields to guard your feet, and you'll probably be able to withstand the chariots. Luckily, though, their numbers are dwindling, and we do have basically a complete envelopment on the AI's forces. Let's maybe send some infantry back here, just to obviously hit them from the rear. Engage them. We are out of ammunition in a few units, but nothing too scary. Nothing we should have to worry about too much. Infantry lines still hitting the enemy. We obviously have a lot of soldiers still routing them away. Should be a pretty won battle, I would say. The javelins are really racking up the kills, and I'm really happy with how well our big blocks of infantry did. Like these axemen, our elite heavy axemen, over 200 kills on a couple of them. Some of them are just sitting in reserve as well. Probably should throw them up. Maybe something like this unit around the flank there, go like there, and then charge in. We'll use the shift key right there to set up a few extra bonuses, like so. Maybe dispatch a spare unit we have right there, moving in, and we're bringing the chariots back for good reason, right? Probably should send it after these guys to stop these guys from coming back from routing, but a lot of my chariots are not doing so well yet. So you guys come back and hit the guys who have come back from routing. Again, I really like the battle length as well in this mod is seemingly great. I mean, overall, Rome Total War's battle length is always great. So nothing really to complain about there. We get another rear charge here as they're fighting heavily against my axemen. Right into the back. But again, yeah, they just don't don't have that impact on the heavier infantry, which I'd love to see. I can maybe just send them back down here to help out. The general unit's still alive. If I have any missiles left, everyone just focus down that general unit. I don't think I do have much though. That general unit is down pretty low when it does come to manpower, with all the Hercules lions on their head. But it seems like a mass rout is going to ensue, and victory is going to be ours. And there you go, boom, boom, boom. We have pushed the Greeks back out of Anatolia. Love to see it indeed. So yeah, we slaughtered them as you would expect. I actually don't know what difficulty I had the AI on in that one. Yeah, just normal. Next time we'll play on very hard if you guys want to see more of this stuff. I generally do play on very hard because it just gives the AI some bonuses to make the battle a bit more interesting. But yeah, that was cool nonetheless. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of the Bronze Age mod. Definitely go check it out. Links will be down below in the description. Go show them some love on the Steam page because that campaign is coming, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with the campaign. Hopefully it'll be very cool. Obviously right now it's just, you know, normal Rome 2 campaign, but I'm sure they'll add in, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with, like, you know, maybe they'll keep like the whole of, you know, maybe they will just cut this off, you know, this part of like Carthage past to Italy, or maybe they'll include it and just kind of add in some, you know, loads of tribes and stuff. Maybe they could be like a cool event after you sack Troy or something, that, or a certain date where, you know, Rome does begin. It's like an emerging faction. That'd be really cool. You know, as obviously that's how the story goes. The guy who flees Troy and goes and forms Rome. It could be kind of cool indeed. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Massive shout out to all the Patreons and channel members. You guys really do keep the channel alive. So thank you guys so much for that, and fish out.